whole ass nest.
Here's another commentary video where I don't meme you to death. But basically, I made a video a long time ago which was going over how gadgets or consumables were supposed to be just completely useless. And I will go ahead and put my hands up and say that after like a few months, I believe, I don't even remember, I am wrong, or at least partially wrong. I pretty much stated that there was completely no uses to this thing and how that people would most likely never use them. And yes, I will go ahead and put my hands up and say that I was wrong. I have used some of these gadgets, and yeah, I will go back with that statement. I was wrong. However, one of the things that I was right about was how much more useless these things would become. So basically, what I'm going to be referring to, or what I am referring to, are what I said at the last point of the video I made, which was how in events and in hardcore mode, these would actually be somewhat useful and actually be really used in these sorts of game modes. To really use these, you're going to be mainly using them for like special events and stuff like that. But when we got our first event where we were able to try out these gadgets, aka the OG Roblox event, I don't even know what it was called, I forgot at this point. Well, the gadgets were prohibited in that game mode. I don't have my traps. Okay, we're fucked.
Oh my god!
And not only that, but even if they were able to be used in these events, well, hardcore is also prohibiting these gadgets. The game modes that are mostly and highly going to be used by these gadgets are, well, hardcore and events. Because I mean, hardcore is, well, the hardest game mode in this entire game. And Jesus Christ, if you beat it in solo mode, you are amazingly good. Using these gadgets in hardcore would actually be very useful, and you know, a lot of people actually using them since this game mode is extremely difficult and you are needing to use anything at this point in order to give yourself an advantage. These gadgets seem to be very crucial in that game mode. But for whatever reason, it is prohibited in hardcore. But not only that, also like I stated, they are also prohibited in events. So this just leads me to wonder, what's the point of gadgets then? If you can't use gadgets, you know, these things that are supposed to give you a leg up in many of these difficult game modes, then why are they even in the game when the only game modes that you are able to use them are either partially difficult to not even that difficult? So really, the only reason you should be using these gadgets is because you just want to test them out when you have like a large stock amount of these. Now, for some reason, I have a lot of these blizzard bombs. I don't know why I have so many of them. To me, for whatever reason, these gadgets that are supposed to be used whenever you are in a very dire situation, those situations are in the game modes that prohibits gadgets. So to me, what's the point? What's the point of gadgets when you can't even use them in game modes that are supposed to be, you know, crucial for your gadgets to be used, or at least very difficult to where your gadgets are actually supposed to be useful? Those situations prohibit gadgets. And in the situations where you can use, well, in the game modes that you can use your gadgets, the times when you want to use them are pretty much slim to nothing. They are useless in the game modes when you need to use them, or at least want to use them in. However, the game modes that are allowed to be used by these gadgets are, well, completely pointless since they're not even that, like, needed at those points. The only reason you would be wanting to use these gadgets is because, I don't know, you want a perfect run, or you just want to test them out, and that's about it. These gadgets went from being, oh, maybe I could use them in events, or they seem to be okay now, to just, oh yeah, that's right, I have gadgets. Well, I mean, I have a minigunner, accelerator, turret, at whatever level. Like, literally, gadgets are just useless in every single level. I mean, probably just like when you're first starting the game, yeah, they can actually be useful, so especially when you don't have that many good towers. But once you unlock the turrets, the times when you want to be using your gadgets is pretty much a lot less likely. When you unlock the turrets, it is already a very great but kind of underrated tower since, well, no one really uses this guy. And even before unlocking the turret, when you unlock, for an example, the crook boss is actually pretty solid to where your gadgets are still not going to be used too likely, or at least less likely. So, in conclusion, I don't want to go ahead and just blabber on for like 11 minutes. In my opinion, gadgets have become even more useless. The game modes where you need to, or at least are super crucial to be used in, they just prohibit them. And the game modes that you don't even need to use them in, are allowed. It's kind of like using them into tutorial. However, you can only be like, I don't know, level 7,000 in order to use them in like the final boss fight of the game. To me, that's just like the dumbest move ever. Don't you want your players to be using these gadgets? And not only that, but I mean, like, if people use these very hard-earned gadgets, like for an example, the legendaries and mythic and the epic ones, and they use them up, don't you want your players to, you know, regrind the game in order to get those gadgets again? Especially when they're trying to, like, beat an extremely difficult game mode like hardcore? To me, that's literally a win-win. Have your players use their gadgets in whatever game mode, especially the most difficult ones, and in return, they will regrind the game, which will give you, Paradox, even more money just for them literally being able to have the entertainment and, well, benefits and choice to be able to use their gadgets. That's what just doesn't make sense to me. Don't you want it to be a win-win in return, or in reality, it's all just a loss for both Paradox and us?